What is good, guys? Hope you guys are all having a great day. We are back with the trade recaps. Sorry, it took a small break, had some stuff going on. They really, honestly, weren't at the forefront of my mind, but we're back. We're back, and we are back recording these consistently. Let's dive into it and talk about what we saw from today's session. First of all, as we always do, let's just go over to the Discord and let's talk about what's going on here. So my bias into the morning is what the 4 hour looked like. You guys can see we are inside of this 4 hour, but we already have a nice wick. To about the 0.5 of this 4 hour gap, as you can see right there. This is right before open. This is about 7 minutes before open. So we're in this. We definitely can hold this, but EMA is pushing down. We already had this 4 hour wick go up, reject the EMAs. EMAs cross under the VWAP as well. We already touched this, and we came back down. We did manipulate this. So I was relatively neutral. We didn't have any lower draws in the lower time frames, as I'll show you, but we still have this big draw that I want to see us attack. Leave behind the 4 hour gap, which is also an hourly gap. I was leaning bearish today. You can see we did have higher draws. And again, I did want to see us, trade towards these draws. I'm completely okay with us trading towards these higher draws in the lower time frames. Reason being, you can see right here, pre-FOMC, neutral, pretty neutral, leaning bearish. Higher time frame clearly wants downside as you reject this area. Bearish 4 hour, 1 hour gaps. I don't know what was going on in my text here. All right, it's not important. Pushing on price with a mean wick into 10 a.m. We do have upside draws, like I said, but overall, I think price should continue lower overall. So I was short-term bullish. And then like mid to long term bearish. I still want to see us continue to trend down. Like I said, price continue lower. Let's see if we get any manipulation higher. What price does around VWAP? That was what I wanted to see for the day. See what the manipulation looks like. Now, let's put this into replay mode, right? So, and then the 5 minute here is where we're going to sit. Kind of just show you, right? We start to move towards these highs. We take out London. Cool. We try to take out Asia. Actually drop down to the 2 minute because we start to slow down really, really, really well. So we did long this. We did catch a long. This was the long that we caught. 65 points on this trade. This was a 15-second entry model. Not risking a lot, right? We entered right here. We have this 15-second entry model held right at the bottom. We got VWAP above. We have clear draws and liquidity. Obviously, pretty obvious kind of trade that you guys see me take. Not obvious, but these are the types of trades you guys see me with lower time frame entry. If I show you right, we also had left behind a 5 minute gap. Got very small manipulation. We did get that break of structure right here at 9:30. We closed right above that 850 low, so that was another confluence for me, as well as the EMA is trending up above the VWAP, clear draw on liquidity. And again, I was short-term bullish, so I was completely okay with that. So you can see we took this 15-second model, went break even here. We targeted to the London high draw, which was the 729s right here. And all I did was trail my stop above the to where I was break even. This was our break even level right here once we took this internal high. Once we took London, I trailed my stop to right here, and then we took another leg up. I trailed my stop to the EMA, and then we took another leg up, and I just trailed my stop really, really tight. I wanted to get out of there. This was a 4 micro trade for about 520, 530. Started on 5 micros, then trimmed 1. So this is a really, really clean first trade of the day. But now, this is where the shorts come into play. This is what I want you guys to understand with the shorts. So, you can see we failed to take Asia high. Very, very alarming. Watching order flow, seeing a lot of bearish price come in. Didn't want to long this, but also didn't want to short it. I wanted to see how we interact with the VWAP. So now, you see us get lower. Right, this candle closes below the VWAP. You see the EMA start to close. This is where you know that the continuation is going to come in. This is where you get the feeling. So right here, this was another really, really clean trade that we ended up taking. 2 minute gap right here, about 9:42, 9:44. Continue to confirm this area. Failed to take a high. Lower draws weren't too clear, but we had this draw, and then we obviously, I said in the chat, the 520s, 530s area was my draw. You'll see that I said that later in the session here. For 9:49, 530 to 518 is my draw. You see, I said that at, what did I say? 9:49. So right on this candle about. I do say that. We leave behind a 2 minute gap. EMA's cross under the VWAP. Already took out a draw. Didn't take out this draw. No SMT as well. Would have been nice. The SMT would have made it even better. But we left behind this 2 minute gap. We have these clear draws that I want to see a staircase down to. Again, the higher time frame is still rejecting. The higher time frame is still very ugly. This candle is not looking good at this point on the higher time frame as well as the lower time frame. Leaving this 2 minute gap with a 2 minute inverse with gaps above. Really, really clean model. We got even more confirmation. Dropped down to the 15-second, 30-second. And took a really, really good trade. I'll show you right here. Look, this was one of the trades we took. This is when we passed our no activation accounts. This was 9:52. We took this model. We caught a very clean impulse move. You'll see this just absolutely drop. See, and it just falls off. So we took this. Yeah, we took 2 different pieces. We took a piece to here and here, and then we took a re-entry 15-second, 30-second to catch to this draw. And that was the day. Overall, I want to say we caught We went 2-0 on our XFA, and we went 1-0 on each combine. So we passed two combines. We had a $1,200 day on an XFA. Didn't copy trade. Still waiting for FOMC. Not a red folder day. I'm going to start trading on the copy trader more, but especially on these days, I'm focused Wednesday to Friday this week. I didn't really feel a need to get the copy trader on. I was completely fine with not having the copy trader on. And yeah, so we passed two more accounts, so that's really, really good. We got more combines that we're also working on. But yeah, probably about 175, probably about 190 point day, 200 point day all in all. 50 points, 60 points, 65, and then yeah, I think the other one was like 27. So yeah, about a 200 point day. Really, really, really clean. Great trades. This model presented itself, and you guys know my entry criteria if you're in the Discord. Higher time frame drives, lower time frame execution. When I say that, what do I mean? I mean that the higher time frame, right? My higher time frame bearish bias, 4 hour, 1 hour rejecting. EMAs cross under the VWAP, continuing to see more downside with a clear higher time frame structure draw on liquidity. I'm bearish on the day there. We fail to take this high. We get this EMA cross. We get this 2-minute setup. Now my lower time frame is matching my higher time frame execution. VWAP and EMA impact / cross / confirmation. I'm just reading right off my entry criteria sheet that I have right here. That's also in the Discord. We get that. We get our EMAs cross over each other. VWAP, EMA crosses under the VWAP on the 2-minute here. Then they cross under the 21 and just continue momentum down to the downside to fail when we fail to take that high. 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute gap. We got that 2-minute, 5-minute gap that drove price with our 15-second, 30-second entry. We had that 30-second protecting our stop as well as 2-minute protecting our stop and a clear draw on liquidity. I wanted to see the 530s, 520 area as my clear draw. So that's an amazing setup. That is an amazing setup. We actually took it twice. Twice is just as nice. And I hope that really, really makes sense. On days like this, one of the things I see a lot of people struggle with is FOMO. Wanting to get in the trades. Oh, the market nuked. I didn't catch any of that. Now is the market going to go down? Can I catch some of this? But there's more draws higher. If you are confused up here, not that I was confused, but I didn't have enough, right? Now that we're down here with the 2-minute gap, 15-second, 30-second entry, EMA is crossing under. Now I have enough to get in the trade and like my odds. Does that make sense, guys? When we're up here and we start to get good structure to go down, I literally said in live trading that I think we can easily set up for a nice dump here. That's exactly what we did. I mean, we fell off a cliff for a little. We saw a really, really nice downside just continue to extend. Failed to take this low, and you see some upside, and now we're trying to continue back higher. But anyway, like, do you see, like, this for me, when it can go either way, we still have a draw we didn't take. We have more draws above. When we have more draws above, but we also failed to take this high, I have some bearish stuff. And again, the higher time frame, I have some bearish thoughts. I have some bullish thoughts. That is when you need to wait. When you have ideas going against each other, you need to be very, very particular in the setups that you take. And again, this is when I talk about discretion. A lot of you guys are still forming that discretion. A lot of you guys are months away, truly, from having a consistently profitable strategy. Your strategy might work, your strategy might work great, but you might just not be making everything click. And that really is going to be something that is going to weigh on a lot of you. And, don't let it weigh on you negatively, but you have to understand if you're not there yet, you're not there yet. You have to continue to backtest, journal. You have to do the non-negotiables if you want to succeed in trading. You can do these things for months and the success might still not catch up to you. You might not get payouts. It's going to weigh on you. I know it's hard, but you have to keep pushing forward. Win, lose, break even, you have to be learning from every session. When you put your hand on the hot stove, you have to have a lesson to take away. You have to learn that if you're going to do that again, you're going to feel that same pain. So if you guys took a loss today, remember this pain. If you guys blew an account, remember this pain and take this pain with you to your next sessions, to the next weeks, the next month, the next years of your trading. And that is how you are going to get better. A lot of us, right, we're human, right? You're going to make mistakes, but you have to be a product of your mistakes. You have to be a product of your wins, your break-evens, your losses. You have to learn from all of it. If you don't learn from all of it, you're going to really, really struggle. And that's my psychological, tip, and I continue to reiterate this in the Discord, right? There's a lot of people that are doing the great, amazing things, but maybe the payouts that they want to see, the amounts and the frequency, maybe that's not catching up yet. You have to keep your foot on the gas, and that is going to make the biggest difference. Even looking at the 2-minute, right? Today's session was pretty volatile. And again, what I always talk about in the Discord, guys, look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. I mean, it's down now, but it touched pretty high today on the 15-minute. Turn off replay mode. It got as high as $22, $23. The VIX was up 2, 3, 4% at some point. I have that weekly workshop in the inner circle talking about levels of the VIX, being able to size based off levels of the VIX. It looks like it's going for a gap fill here. Sizing yourself based off of the VIX and volatility. That first trade that I showed you guys, I took on 4 micros. I've been sitting anywhere from like 6 micros to 10 micros. Basically, obviously a mini 10 micros, very comfortably on my XFAs. A day like today, more volatility, I size down 4 micros. I want to say the second and third trade 5 micros, and then the last trade I actually took on 8 micros because I was very confident in the draw, and it was the lowest risk trade of the day. I'll size up a little more when I'm risking less points. And that's the psychology behind it. Dynamic sizing, discretion, you have to be able to adapt. Being able to adapt in the markets is a skill that takes a lot of time to learn. So you have to let it do its thing, but you also have to be very receptive, like I said, to your wins, your losses, your break evens. You have to learn from it all. If you're not learning, you're failing. You're cutting yourself short if you're not learning all the time. Hope you guys enjoyed this recap. God bless you all, and let's keep killing it. God bless, guys.